Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Marlies. Today we're going to make two little mini pages in Halloween style and with a frame as an eye catcher. I will start with some glossy accents, a bat, and some distress glitter nightfall. I will cover the total bat in a good layer of glossy accents. While the glossy accents is still wet, I will tap the wings of the bat into the glitter and only on the outer side of the wings. I will do the same on the other wing, and besides that I am also going to sprinkle some of the glitter on top of the rest of the bat, but not that you will have like big chunks and large areas of full glitter. In my journal, this is the page where I am working on. I got out some pieces of Halloween ephemera out of the Halloween ephemera pack 2023. Of course, I want my ephemera pieces to be more rough and a little bit older and grunged up. So I got out my paper distresser and I'm going to distress all edges of the paper. I will also use some pieces of backdrop that I have torn away in strips out of the backdrops, and they already have a torn edge, but you can still crumple it up and roughen it up with your fingers. And when you have multiple pieces of those strips, like this one in orange and in purple, you can stack them up for a layered effect. Now that my ephemera pieces and paper pieces are roughened up, I will get out my Distress Ink A Vintage Photo because I want all the papers to have a more older and worn look. So I'm going to rub on some of the brownish ink with my blending tool. My next step is to stain the papers. So with the vintage distress ink, which I have put on my craft sheet, I have wet it down and break the color up with my fingers. I will push my papers into the wet ink, also on the sides and a little bit of those droplets, just to make them and give them an older look. The paper and ephemera pieces have dried and I'm going to start the gluing process, starting with this longer and thin piece of ephemera. I will attach these two pieces of backdrop with a running stitch along all sides. After stitching, I will glue these two pieces of paper on the left side of this page. The Curator snippets, they are cute little, awesome for a Halloween project. So I got them out of my stash and I'm going to fill up some of the gaps with the snippets. After placing the large piece of ephemera, you can see I still have some clear areas on top and on the right side of this pocket. So I'm going to fill it up with the poison label and also again some little snippets. In this project, I am concentrating on a couple of colors, purple tones and also orange and red tones. So for me, it is obvious that I'm also going to add some purple pieces of ephemera to this pocket. The small purple stamp in the bottom is an example, and also the label that I'm gluing down right now has a purple edge. We all know that a project comes together with details. That is the reason why I'm adding this 31 cents piece of ephemera, and I will put it more on top. That means you also create more layers. And the same goes for this little piece of snippet. Here is a close-up of the collage that I created, and this is a great base to work on even further. In my next step, I will use the Distress Ink Wilted Violet to bring in some more of the purple tones, and I will do that by coloring this little piece of round ephemera. I will center this piece of ephemera in the middle of the bed. Now I got out some of my Tim Holtz remnant drops from Halloween last year, 2022. And it is a nice material to work with because, like the label that is clear and you will use a remnant drop on top, it blends in very well because of the thin material. Let's glue down the bed. I will only put some glue in the middle of the bed and a little bit to the left and right, but I will skip the wings. On the round piece of ephemera in the middle of the bed, I would like to add some layers, some extra layers. So I have a little piece of mummy cloth and one piece out of the hardware package from Tim Holtz. And now that this pocket is fully decorated, we can shift over to our next pocket and start our collage and layers over there. I am working in a similar way and with similar materials, so it is all about repetition. That means that on the left side of this pocket I will also stack up two pieces of backdrop that I have torn with a rough edge, and also on the bottom part I will put down a piece of ephemera, a long strip and a little bit thin. Those pieces of backdrops will be stitched along all sides, so it has more texture on there and it is fitting in this project because all edges are stitched. And the only thing that I have to keep in mind that this pocket has a triangle shape, so my papers have to be in an angle. Because of that, I will mark my papers and cut it into the right size. The pocket itself still has quite a clear area, white space, and I'm going to fill that up with the snippets, the Curator snippets. And again, I will cut them into the right angle of the pocket. On this pocket I will also work with a label and of course the remnant drops, the Halloween remnant drops from 2022. Because I want the first pocket that we created and this second pocket to be in a similar style and that they are matching. The pocket we decorated before had more purple tones in it, and this will be in more orange tones. That is the reason why I chose this orange piece of ephemera and also this orange piece of label. I also would like to add some details and to give the whole pocket a more layered effect. So there comes in this little piece of ephemera, the 31 cents piece. All my papers have the same treatment with the brown ink and a little bit of crumpling and making it more rough. And then you can glue the piece down. Now it is time to take a good look at the collage, and if you can see any areas that need a little bit more attention or detail, so now is the time to add those little details. When I am going to glue down the pocket, I have to keep in mind that I'm only going to put glue partially on the bed because we have a pocket that is triangular and we do not want one of the wings to be glued down to the background. Let's work on some filling for in those pockets. So I got out some pieces of ephemera, but they were too big and I wanted more in a collage style, so I'm going to tear those pieces in half, width-wise or in height, and with all those loose pieces I am going to make a little cluster. As soon as you know how you want your clusters to be and how you want them to look, it is time to give them all the papers a good rub of brownish ink. So here comes in my Distress Ink Vintage Photo and my blending tool. And because I did this on all my papers throughout this whole project, I'm also going to repeat the staining on top of the papers because I want everything to look the same. All my papers have dried, so it is time to glue those pieces together, and I'm going to use the Distress Collage medium matte. I will work on both clusters at the same time because repetition is key. You are sure to do the same step again and again. And here is a close-up for you so you can take a better look. Now on to our next layer, the shattered windows from Tim Holtz. I really love to work with these, and it is not only fittable in a frame or on a picture, you can also layer on top of these little collages. The attachment is easy because I'm using my tiny attacher and just staple it together. And this is the effect that I like so much because when the light hits the cards, you can see a shimmer in the windows. I will glue these collages onto a regular white cardstock because you can see the back is not that nice. And if you want to use this as like, for example, a journal card, you want just one back. One piece of backing where you can write or put something else on there like stickers, remnant drops, or maybe a paper doll. After the glue has dried, I will cut these cards out by hand, but I will leave an extra little edge of white along all sides of the cards. I also want to work on those white edges. I want them a little bit more rough, so I got out my paper distresser and I'm roughening up all the edges. Then I want it to be not so white. It's not to my liking, so I'm going to rub it with a brown ink, the Vintage Photo Distress Ink. Something extra that you could do, but I did not do this time, is stitch along all sides with your sewing machine. Final thing that I will do is give the backing, the white backing, a good rub of brownish ink to make it look like older and more worn. That also means this video is coming to an end. So when you like my content and got inspired by it, please like, subscribe or comment down below. I would like to thank you for sticking around on my channel and have a great day. Bye!